Police appeal for witnesses in another teen murder.
The 29 trapped miners are dead after another blast in New Zealand, and Carey Price is winning over his fans. Humber News starts right now.
Hello, it's November 24th, 2010. Welcome to Humber News, coming to you from the Broadcast Center here at North Campus. I'm Christina Russo. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Kyle Hall. Ahead on our show, we have all your news, sports, and entertainment highlights, as well as your 5-day weather forecast. But first, Christina has our top story.
Toronto police are appealing for witnesses in the city's latest murder of a teenager. The victim has been identified as 19-year-old William Nathanson. He was shot to death at Shepherd Avenue West and Jane Street on his way home from work Monday night. At the same time, a 17-year-old charged in last week's shooting death of Tyrone Bracken will appear in court today. The teenager is charged with first-degree murder. He cannot be named under the Youth Criminal Justice Act. The 16-year-old victim was gunned down at an apartment building near Bathurst and Wilson Avenue last Wednesday.
Police have descriptions of 3 suspects in connection with a deadly Markham home invasion earlier this month. A mother was fatally shot and a father wounded during the invasion. Police are searching for 3 more suspects in relation to the incident. A black male approximately 6'2" inches tall with a muscular build, a white male with a medium build and approximately 6 feet tall, and a black male also 6'2" with a thin build. Suspects are believed to be in their early to mid-20s. Jennifer Pan is the daughter, originally believed to be a victim in the invasion. Pan appeared in court yesterday where she was charged with first-degree murder, attempted murder, and conspiracy to commit murder.
A Durham police officer charged with street racing is unlikely to go to court because of a missing date on a police document. Staff Sergeant John Gavelis was charged with street racing after being pulled over in Ajax on March 9th. Gavelis was accused of traveling at least 50 kilometers over the speed limit. A police document was declared inadmissible by a judge because the date was missing the month. The case is unlikely to proceed unless Tuesday's decision is overturned following a Crown appeal.
Canadians may be enjoying an increase in new jobs in the wake of a recent recession, but young single men continue to struggle. A study released today by the Mowat Centre for Policy Innovation reveals a disturbing trend in Canada's welfare rolls. The study found the number of young single men on welfare is up 61% since 2001. Single mother caseloads dropped by 21% over the same period. Reporter Simon Rice looked into the story and what it might mean to young men at Humber.
They come here to get an education and hopefully the practical skills that will lead to a career. But new research shows many young men failing to connect with the jobs that will keep them out of poverty. The Mowat Center's study shows young men 15 to 24 were hit hard by the recent recession, losing 170,000 jobs. And while other demographics have begun to see improvements, young men have only found a net new 20,000 jobs this year. Karen Fast, manager of Humber's Career Center, is on the front line matching students with jobs and says education makes all the difference.
And we're seeing huge numbers of females going into the university and college sector and increasing those percentages every year. But the males typically are not going into the post-grad. And you know, that's going to be a real downfall for them if they're not carrying on with their education.
Guelph Humber business student Tajin Zaman says his education has given him the skills he needs and isn't worried about his job prospects.
Although there are some areas, some aspects in my professional life that I need to improve on, but certainly I think I'm prepared for it.
Even with the economy beginning to recover, the job market remains tough. And the authors of this study say more needs to be done by all 3 levels of government to help young men find jobs. Simon Rice, Humber News.
An OPP officer is taking a leave of absence for not doing more to stop Russell Williams before he killed Jessica Lloyd. The night Lloyd was murdered, an OPP officer knocked on her door after noticing a suspicious vehicle parked in a field near her home. As it turns out, it was Williams' Pathfinder. The officer left after no one answered the door. Williams is currently serving a mandatory life sentence at Kingston Penitentiary.
Today marks Car-Free Day at Humber College's North Campus, but with little information advertised by Humber Student Federation, students say they weren't aware of it. Humber News reporter Natasha Farron has the story.
One day can make a difference. That's the slogan seen here on the HSF Car-Free Day poster. But today, Humber's parking lots are just as full as any other day. Humber student Mary Miller says, had she known it was car-free day, she wouldn't have drove to school.
Yeah, probably. I don't have class till 4, so I would have had lots of time to take the bus down. But yeah, if I had known, I definitely wouldn't have taken the truck.
HSF's Vice President Bradley Watson says many students may not be aware of Car-Free Day because the campaign is a first for Humber.
We're paving a new trail. We've never done this before, so hopefully we learn from our mistakes and move forward.
Watson says there are many different transportation options students can take. He says riding their bikes to school or taking public transit can help to cut down the pollution in the environment.
I can't afford the parking at Humber, so taking the bus is an everyday occurrence for me.
Watson says students shouldn't wait for a car-free day at Humber to leave their cars at home. They should regularly seek to take the bus or other transportation methods to help the environment. Tasha Farron, Humber News.
Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll have more news from the country and around the world. Jared Lalonde talks sports, and Jessica LeBerge will have your weather update.
The sun is shining right now, so get out and enjoy it while you can. I'll have your 5-day weather forecast coming up after the break.